Here's what nobody tells you about crochet home decor. Most of it looks cheap. Not because crochet is cheap, because people make it wrong. You've seen it before. A crochet blanket thrown on a couch that just looks messy instead of cozy. A doily that makes a table look like it belongs in a nursing home instead of a modern home. A wall hanging that looks like a craft fair reject instead of something you'd see in a design magazine. And it's not your fault. Nobody ever showed you the difference between crochet that looks homemade and crochet that looks handmade. Those two words sound almost the same, but they mean completely different things. One says, I made this in my free time. The other says, this is intentional, this is beautiful, this belongs here. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to make that second kind, the kind that makes guests stop mid-sentence and ask, wait, did you make that? So let's get into it. I want to start with the biggest problem I see over and over again when people try to decorate with crochet. And it's this. They treat every piece the same way. Same yarn, same colors, same stitch. They pick one project, make it in whatever yarn they have lying around, and just hope it looks good sitting in their living room. But a home isn't one project. A home is a collection of small choices that all talk to each other. And crochet decor only becomes elegant when every piece is chosen with the room in mind, not just made because it looked fun on a video. Here's an example. Say you crochet a beautiful cream-colored table runner. Gorgeous, right? Except your dining table is dark wood, your chairs are black, and every other accent in that room is a deep, moody color. That cream runner is going to look out of place. Not bad exactly, just off, like it wandered in from a different house. That's the mistake most people make. They fall in love with a pattern instead of falling in love with how that pattern will actually live in their space. So the first real shift you need to make is thinking about color the way an interior designer thinks about color, not the way a crafter thinks about color. Crafters think, ooh, I like this yarn. Designers think, what does this room need? And most elegant homes, the ones that guests actually compliment, they don't use 10 different colors. They use 2 or 3 repeated in different textures throughout the room. So if you want your crochet cases to feel expensive and intentional, start there. Pick your palette before you pick your pattern. Now let's talk about the projects themselves, because this is where things get fun. The first one, and honestly the easiest way to upgrade a room, is a crochet table runner. But not just any table runner. You want to use a thin cotton thread, not a thick yarn. Thin thread drapes better. It has a certain shine to it, and it photographs like something out of a home decor catalog. A lot of people use bulky yarn for table runners because it works up faster, but that bulk is exactly what makes it look heavy and homemade. Thin threads, open stitch patterns, maybe a shell stitch or a simple lace pattern, that's what turns a plain wooden table into something guests actually notice the second they walk in. Next, let's talk about pillow covers, because this one is sneaky powerful. A crocheted pillow cover done right does something no store-bought pillow can. It adds texture, and texture is what separates a flat, boring room from a room that feels layered and cozy and expensive. The trick here is contrast. If your couch is smooth, like leather or a plain cotton fabric, a chunky, textured crochet pillow next to it creates this beautiful visual tension. Your eye keeps bouncing between smooth and textured, and that's actually what makes a room feel interesting. One mistake, though. Don't crochet the entire pillow the same stitch all the way through. Mix it up. Maybe the front has a raised stitch pattern like a popcorn stitch or a bobble stitch, and the back is a simple, clean, single crochet. That contrast between busy and plain is what makes it look designed instead of just made. Now, here's one that most people completely overlook, and it might be the single best-kept secret in crochet home decor. Crochet lampshade covers. Yes, you heard that right. You take a plain, boring lamp, the kind everyone has, and you crochet a cover for the shade using a lace or filet crochet pattern. When the light turns on, it shines through the little holes in the stitches and creates the soft, warm, patterned glow on your walls and ceiling. It looks like something out of a boutique hotel. It costs almost nothing to make, and I promise you it is one of those things that guests will point at and go, Wait, what is that? Where did you get that? That reaction, that's the whole goal here. Let's talk about plant hangers too, because these are having a huge moment right now, and for good reason. A crocheted plant hanger, especially in a neutral color like cream, sand, or a soft sage green, adds height to a room. Most rooms only have things happening at eye level or below. A hanging plant brings your guests' eyes upward, and that makes the whole space feel bigger and more thought out. The key here is using a sturdy cotton cord, not soft yarn, because you need something that can actually hold weight without stretching out over time. And keep the knot patterns simple. This is one of those projects where less really is more. A busy, complicated hanger pattern actually competes with the plant instead of complementing it. Now for something a little more advanced, and this is where things start to get really elegant. Crochet wall art. Not the granny square wall hangings from years ago. I'm talking about simple, abstract shapes, circles, arches, geometric patterns made in a single neutral color, maybe with a wooden dowel at the top. This is huge in modern home design right now, and almost nobody realizes you can make it with crochet instead of buying it for $80 online. The secret to making this look elegant instead of childish is restraint. One shape, one color, clean lines. The second you add multiple colors or complicated patterns, it starts to look busy instead of intentional. Let's also talk about baskets, because this one solves two problems at once: storage and style. A lot of homes have clutter: remotes, blankets, magazines, kids' toys, whatever it is. A beautifully crocheted basket made with a sturdy cotton rope or thick cotton yarn gives you a place to hide that clutter while also adding warmth to the room. The trick here is using a color that blends with your walls or furniture, not one that stands out. You want it to look like it was chosen by a designer, not like a laundry basket that happens to be handmade. Now comes the moment where everything comes together, the piece that ties an entire room's crochet decor into something that actually feels elegant and cohesive instead of scattered. And that's this: repetition. Not repeating the same project, but repeating the same color and texture across multiple projects in the same room. So if your pillow cover uses a cream cotton with a bobble stitch, your lampshade cover should also be cream, maybe in a lace stitch. Your table runner? Same cream, different texture again. When guests walk into a room and see that same color echoed 3 or 4 times in different forms, their brain reads that as intentional design, even if they can't explain why. That's the actual secret behind rooms that feel like they belong in a magazine. It's never one amazing piece. It's several coordinated pieces working together. This is also why blocking your finished pieces matters so much, and I really want to stress this, because so many people skip it.